Hey guys, welcome to the All Sports Pass podcast North. My name is Eli, I'm your host, and welcome back to another video. And before we get in this video, you already know I got to start off with the verse of the day. And today's verse comes from Luke 6:27 and 28. Well, I guess say verses of the day. And it says, "But to you who are listening, I say, love your enemies, do good to those who hate you, bless those who curse you, pray for those who mistreat you." And before we get in this video, I just wanted to say that I have a gaming channel now, and I have been uploading some games on there. So I'll leave the link to that channel into the description down below. Um, and yeah, and before we get in this video, leave a like, subscribe for more uh, college basketball content. And without further ado, let's begin. So for Vanderbilt, they upset Tennessee, but here's the thing about it. Tennessee did not play well today, and of course Vanderbilt wins the game off a of course Chaz Lanier missed the free throw to tie it up, sent to overtime. Tennessee was down by as much as 16 points, and they nearly came back, and then because of this, Tennessee just gets their second loss of the season. But there are some things that I'm going to be honest about, and that's the fact that I don't know where Tennessee's defense was today because like they just left some guys open, and I just think that of course there are also so many offensive mistakes for them as well, like with the loose ball and everything. And the thing about it is that Tennessee now at 16-2. Now they are ranked sixth, but it'll be interesting to see what the rankings, what they where they go in the rankings after this game. But however, I really do think that, of course, for Tennessee, they're going to have to do everything they possibly can now because now while it is a two, now while you do have two losses, the reason why I say like it's not the ranking that they're worried about. If I'm Tennessee, I'm worried about what do we do now because you can't be having these games. Like you can't be, of course, now you nearly come back, but for what happened today, I hope it's a little wake up call for them, honestly, because Tennessee needs to get things figured out in transition on offense and then defense. Well, on offense, they were decent in my opinion. They were able to make some shots, but however, of course, sorry. Um, but however, Tennessee went 24 of 50 from field goals, which is 48%. And opposed to Vanderbilt's 46.4 field goal percentage, Tennessee also made more three pointers. And now, of course, I do think that Tennessee just needs to figure out everything now because like you got to get to the basket on transition, and you need to not try to you need to try to get past it's close defense. And the defense, speaking of the defense, when Tennessee today, I just think they were just letting way too many they were just leaving too much space, and that's when what Vanderbilt was able to capitalize on. And so for Tennessee, you're going to have to, well, it's like I say, in previous videos, like they're going to have to close up the space. They're going to have to, pretty much play lockdown defense, in my opinion, because of course, I don't think you can go much farther like than you did in like you know, terms of defense these last few games. Now, of course, I think that Tennessee, of course, when they blew out Georgia, that was the I'm going to be honest, that game was mostly a Zakai Ziegler game. He went off that game, and just the momentum, I guess, just wasn't on anyone's side for Tennessee this game. But however, I do think, of course, that for Tennessee, it's going to be interesting how they go into next game. And there's also another factor is that Tennessee just isn't a road team, and their two losses they actually both came on the road. But the thing about Tennessee is that now they're going to have to play. Now they get Mississippi State at home on Tuesday, and then they travel to number one Auburn on next Saturday. And so for Tennessee, I think that they're going to have to really, like, they're going to have to really figure stuff out because now, while I do believe they can get by Mississippi State, it's the Auburn game I'm worried about because Auburn's ranked number one, and Auburn survived against Georgia, um, and that game was pretty chaotic. But yeah, but for Tennessee, now you're 16-2. You need to figure out what you need to do going forward in SEC play. Because hey, when March Madness comes around, you're gonna have to keep winning and everything, and so you're gonna need to figure everything out. Because if you don't figure these things out, then you can pretty much say that. Then you can pretty much say you're not going to have much success, or you're going to have some long games in the upcoming games. But however, um, I will say that Chaz was at the free throw line and he made one of two. The second one was in and out, and went to the and it was a loose ball. Zakai gets it, puts it up, not able to make it, and Vanderbilt gets the upset. But Chaz had 17 points, 2 rebounds, and no assists. And I'm going to take a look at the numbers here. Akpara had 16 points. Milicic, sorry, had 16 points. Zakai had 16 points, and Chaz had 17. And of course, Zakai had a double double with the 16 points and 10 assists, and Chaz was also leading the team in 3-point percentage, and Akpara was able to make. Akpara went 7 of 7 in field goals, so yeah. But do I think that Tennessee now has to? Now, do I think that Tennessee is going to have to figure things out before, of course, now when I say that Tennessee is not a road team, I kind of mean it. Tennessee's going to have to, now playing on the road is difficult. Don't get me wrong, but Tennessee is going to have to figure things out because if they don't figure things out, like I said, it's going to be a rough rest of the season, and they're going to have so much more issues when they go into March Madness. Now, I think Tennessee honestly is safe to. I think they're going to be in March Madness just because of their ranking, and I do think that, of course. But I do think, of course, that if you want to make it far in March Madness, you can't be having games like this, and you're going to have to do everything that you possibly can to get the shots to fall and everything. That's another thing that Vandy had an advantage on. Just a lot of their shots were falling, and all those shots came and extended the lead. And Tennessee was down as much as 16, and they came back. And I will say that Tennessee nearly coming back means that you can't count them out in everything, but in anything whatsoever. But for Tennessee, they're going to have to figure out the execution on these plays because, like I said, and as I mentioned multiple times, that it's going to be a rough rest of the season if you can't figure out what went wrong in your previous games. All right, so I got for y'all tonight. If y'all like this video, get a like, subscribe for more college basketball content. And also, guys, go subscribe to More ASP, which is the second channel. I will leave that link down the description down below. And yeah, that being said, peace out, God bless, and good night.